welcome to the She Wants the D pregame show, Cowboys Vikings. We're going to get into this matchup. We're going to get into some key injuries. Let's do it.
You picked the wrong house, fool!
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy!
This is She Wants the D, an all-new, all-female Dallas Cowboys podcast.
I am a monkey face. Boom, bam, bop, bada bop, boom, pow.
And now your hosts, Jessica, JoJo, and Tracy.
I want me some glory hole.
So this is a very interesting matchup in a lot of ways, but one that stands out to me is both teams are coming off of a bye week. Both teams are also coming off of walk-off touchdown wins in overtime. The Vikings coming off of a walk-off touchdown against the Panthers, and the Cowboys coming off of a walk-off touchdown against the Patriots. So both teams are flying pretty high right now. Lots of confidence in both locker rooms, I'm sure. The Vikings, I believe, are 3-3. But don't let that record deceive you, because the games that they have lost have been by very, very small margins. So this is going to be a very tough matchup. Everyone was saying that Patriots-Cowboys is the hardest game yet, and they were right. But as of right now, I think this might be the hardest game yet. And I'm a little nervous. I don't know about y'all, but we've got some really good matchups. Trayvon Diggs against, I believe his name's Justin Jefferson.
Yes. One of the new young receivers that are coming up in the league. The guy is versatile. He can do anything all over that field, and he's a ball snatcher, man. You just have to put it in his vicinity, and he's going to get it. So it's going to definitely be a challenge for Trayvon Diggs, and it's going to be one of his toughest matchups so far this year.
And while we're on the subject of Trayvon Diggs, our secondary has been lighting it up this year. We lead the league in interceptions. But that Vikings secondary is no joke either. They have held QBs to one of the lowest completion ratings in the league. So I think that this secondary matchup is going to be very, very important. I think that this game will come down to run game.
Oh, show.
But what we really need to be looking at, and the thing that has me the most nervous, are injuries. Tracy, what do we have?
So we've got,
Build up, ain't they?
yeah, of course, Prescott. He says he's going to play, but that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
He probably would have played on that broken ankle if it were up to him, but
For
it's
sure.
not up to him. So we'll see. There's also Maurice Kennedy, the cornerback, and defensive end Brett Urban. He's out as well. And of course, we still got D-Law and Gallup out too. So with Vikings, it's always a defensive game.
Yeah.
Really defensive game.
Yeah.
Every single time we play them. So I'm gonna go with that again this year.
But if you look at both of our teams, especially this year, we're set up very similar. They heavily depend on their run game. They have a premier back in Dalvin Cook. We all know what he can do. Not just running the ball, but catching the ball out of the backfield. The guy can pass block. He's great at picking up the blitz for the quarterback. So I mean, we have similar makeups as far as our team structure. Their secondary is known to shut down a passing game when they put their mind to it. So really, if you look at it team-wise, we're very evenly matched up, and it's going to come down to which team executes the most and which team benefits or takes advantage of turnovers.
100%. And while we're on the subject of Dalvin Cook, this is how close these teams are. So the rush defense on Vikings are allowing about 5 yards per carry, which is not super great. That just happens to be a bit under Zeke's average for the year, which is 5.1 yards per carry. That combined with Pollard on the ground, who has been averaging about 6 yards per carry. And then on the other side, you've got Dalvin Cook, who's averaging 4.6 yards per carry against the Cowboys rush defense, who's allowing an average of 4.3 yards per carry. So it's so close, man. So close on both sides of the ball. I think with a quote-unquote questionable Dak, which I hate saying, and I don't want to speak anything into existence, but I think that it's gonna come down to that run game on both sides of the ball, honestly. I think it's gonna be a very defensive game, and JoJo's right. It's gonna come down to who executes better, who is just on it a little bit better in this game, I think is what it's gonna come down to. And for the love of God, Zuerlein better make all his damn kicks.
Well, hell, let's hope we don't need him to make a lot. Let's hope we get touchdowns and not depend on field goals.
100%. 100%.
And you know what? I want to say one more thing in regards to Dak Prescott. And people are probably going to say I'm crazy, but I don't care. I think they should stick him for another week. I mean, I would much rather him get another week off, another week's rest. I mean, we've only lost one game thus far. We know if nothing else, we are in a solid forefront as far as the lead in our division. I do not want to risk putting that out there because he wants to be rah-rah Superman, leader of the team. I'm the captain of the squad, and I'm Superman, and blah, blah, blah. No, we don't want that damn calf injury to become his kryptonite and it end up lingering all year. So, in my opinion, they should sit him for one more week. Let him rest in that strain one more week, because when you talk about a strain, all it takes is him pulling up on that leg just the wrong way, and it goes from a strain to a tear. So I think they should sit him another week just to be on the safe side. That's just me.
I mean, it's not a bad idea against this Vikings defense, who has gotten 21 sacks in the last 6 games, which is just an unbelievable statistic.
That makes absolutely no sense. I need them to check them D-lines blood system. Something ain't right. I don't know what Kool-Aid he drinks, but that is not normal.
And the Cowboys O-line, I want to go back to injuries for a second. Do we have Tyron Smith? Is he out or questionable, or what's going on there?
I don't know anything about Tyron Smith. He's hurt too?
He was.
Yeah, what I saw was that they limited practice for Tyron Smith, Dak Prescott, and CD, or was it CD, or was it, no, not CD, Trayvon Diggs.
Haven't they been doing that with Tyron Smith most of the season, like limiting him early on in the week? Because, I mean, y'all know our blindside offensive tackle's getting a little old now.
Yeah.
So I think they've been in his practice all year.
Yeah, you're probably right about that, actually. So maybe we shouldn't be looking at that too closely. I mean, I always worry about him because poor thing. I mean, he's been wearing that leg brace on his arm for how many years? And poor little boo-boo kitty cat. But,
yeah, man.
He is not. Trayvon Smith is not on the injury list.
Trayvon Diggs or Tyron Smith?
I mean, Tyron Smith.
Tyron Smith.
I got them.
Yeah.
Neither are on there.
Okay.
So,
maybe they're just being cautious. And I want to go back to what JoJo said about Dak in that regard, because I feel like this coaching staff will pull him if he needs to be pulled. I feel like they're not going to risk. I mean, yeah, if you were fully not going to risk an injury for him, you would not play him at all. And I definitely see where you're coming from. The only reason I would want him to play is because I want to see this game at its full potential, because my God, what a freaking matchup, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. It's going to be a great game.
But,
And you know what? Not just the coaching staff. We got to give props to the medical staff, too. They've handled Dak's injury going all the way back to the ankle break with the shoulder injury in preseason. So far, they've handled any injury that Dak has had. They've handled it phenomenally, in my opinion. So we got to put our trust in the medical to further injure him or make his injury worse. So I believe that if he is able to play, the only way that they're going to allow him to play is if the medical staff has said that he's not in any risk of injuring it any further.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think they've done a good job so far. And even watching Hard Knocks this year, you know, they were limiting him there quite a bit. And I know he doesn't like it, but I mean...
Yeah, he was not happy about it.
He was not happy, but you know what? That's what needs to be done to keep him safe. You know, we need him, because if he who shall not be named is on that field, that lessens our chance of winning by like 60%.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name.
He who shall not be named, we will never say his name on this podcast, but we all know who we're talking about. Do we get Lael Collins back in this game? Yeah, he's back or not back?
We do.
So we have a healthy Lael Collins returning, so that is good news.
That is a plus.
That is a plus. If there was ever a game for Mike McCarthy to start learning how to use a clock, Honey Boo Boo Kitty Cat, this is the one.
This is the one.
So let's start learning how to use our timeouts. Let's start learning what downs are. Let's start using our clock the way that it should be used, for the love of God, because I think this game is going to be very, very close, and that will lead us into our game predictions. As I've said before, I believe this game will be won on the ground, both defensive and offensive. Not only because of the matchup, but because, you know, Dak, I just don't really want to put him in the line of fire that much, especially against a defense that has had 21 sacks in the last 6 games. I literally cannot get over that statistic. It's freaking gross. It's freaking gross, man. I can't get over it. Ooh.
It gives me the bubble guts just thinking about it.
For real,
my
man.
pretty little Dakota.
For real. It's like 6 Randy Gregorys on that team just running straight at you. I just can't.
God.
Get away from me, defensive backs.
So yeah, I really don't want to put our precious Dakota in the line of fire that much. So I believe this game will be won on the ground. That being said, I'm going to take the prediction first. I'm going to say this will be a nail biter. I believe it will be won in overtime by and you guys are going to be so surprised, by a Greg the Leg Zerline field goal, 23-20 overtime.
Wow. Wowzers.
Yeah.
What a big man.
And he better not let me down, damn it, because I'm giving him a chance to redeem himself, and he better not frickin' let me down. Let's say that right now.
I hope he doesn't either. I honestly hope he doesn't. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I hope if it does not let you down.
We fitting to see.
We're fun to see.
All right, what you guys got?
I am not going to make it that close. I'm damn sure not going to say that my boys beat overtime, especially if Dakota is making them footballs a floater, okay? So I'm going to say that my boys, if Doug is playing, we're going to go out there and we're going to win a solid 31-21.
Ooh.
31 like, Cowboys.
Ooh.
But if you say this, if he who shall not be named is under center, then I am going to give us our second loss of the season, and I'm going to predict that we lose 17-28.
Ooh.
Don't manifest that.
Yeah. Tracy, what you got? And honestly, every week I look forward to Tracy's predictions because you have been freaking killing it, man.
I'm not killing this time.
On it, man. Like, it's been crazy.
I don't know. I'm so, like, I've thought about it all week. Like, what will my prediction be? And I cannot nail it down. So I'm just gonna grab it out of thin air. 27-20.
Okay. All
It's
right.
close to yours. It's close to yours.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
One touchdown ahead instead of a kick ahead.
Honestly, I trust the touchdown more than I trust the field goal. So,
Yes. Yes.
the only reason I'm
Yes.
saying by a field goal is because, again, I think this game is going to be won on the ground, and I think that
Yeah.
it'll be a lot harder to just pass that into CD or Schultz or any one of our weapons. I don't know, and I'm also hoping that they err on the side of caution. I really want them to be very careful with Dak and very mindful of what's going on there, and I think that they will. I hope they will.
Yeah.
But we fitting to see. That
Yeah,
needs.
man, it should be fun. It should be a good game, but it's gonna be nerve-wracking. But I am excited. I'm definitely excited to see it.
I am too. I think this will be the most interesting matchup so far, and especially with what's going on, with our questionable injuries and all that. I think this will be the biggest challenge so far. And man, if we can pull this off, I really don't know if there's a team that can stop us outside of the Cardinals. Green Bay, yeah. Ooh, they're playing the Cardinals tonight. That's going to be a really good
Yes,
game.
that is gonna be a good-ass game.
Really good game. I'm looking forward to watching that. But
Yeah, we should probably watch that one.
You ain't gotta worry. I will be watching.
for sure. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. Let everybody get ready for the games. Let's all cross our fingers and hope and pray that he who shall not be named stays his ass on the sidelines.
Stay your ass on that sideline.
Let's all hope for a healthy end to this game and a healthy win. Go Cowboys!
Go Cowboys!